Before we talk about posting, captions, hashtags, or growth, we need to understand you need to understand your client's business. Okay? This is non-negotiable. You need to understand your client's business, what your client is actually doing. Because if you skip this particular step, then nothing you really do for the client on his or her social media will definitely work. The first thing you need to do is to understand their business, the culture of their business. So you have to tell yourself that before I post anything for a client, I must clearly understand what they are selling. Okay? Not what they post, not what they say they do, but what they actually sell. The main reason why you are being hired is to sell something, whether directly or indirectly through post content, is to sell something. So you need to understand what they actually sell. A business can post motivational quotes every day, but if you do not know what they want people to buy, you are just wasting time. Okay? You don't just go out there and start posting just for fun. No. Alright? Let's say let's say your client says he or she is a fitness coach. Now that is not a clear definition of what they are doing. What is this clear definition of what they do? Let's put it this way. Do they sell online coaching or physical gym sessions? I repeat, do they sell online coaching or physical gym sessions? Is it a weight loss, muscle building, or general fitness? Is it one-on-one? Is it in group, or is it a pre-recorded program? Is it monthly? Is it a one-time offer, or is it based on subscription? Now, when all of these things become clearer, that's for a fitness brand. When all of these things becomes clearer, it makes it easier for you. You can easily say it now that he sells a 30,000 naira, for instance, a 30,000 naira 8-week online weight loss coaching program for busy women. Now, that 30,000 naira 8-week online weight loss coaching program for busy women, there are different important keywords there. 30,000 naira, that is the price. How many weeks? 8 weeks. That means you are telling people that this is how long your client's training is. Is it online or offline? It is online. Weight loss specific. Who is it for? Who is this training for? If you want to lose weight. Weight loss coaching program for busy women. That means that there are so many women out there who really love to lose weight, but they don't have that time. Okay? They don't have that time at all to do the needful. And with that information, you will know what to post. It makes it much more easier for you to know what to post. All right? Now, why does this matter? If you don't understand the offer, your content will be confusing. Not that there are so many coaching programs, so many fitness programs, but even if there are so many fitness programs, niching down makes it much more easier, clearer, and deeper for you to reach your target audience. Okay, so your content will not be confusing. If you don't understand the offer, your audience won't know what to do. They'll be confused as well. If you do not understand the offer, your client will not see the result and you will get blamed. So I do not want you to get blamed in anything. You need to first of all understand the offer. How do you get to understand this offer? You can create a Google form by asking your client everything you need to understand. Ask that question, send it to them to fill that form. With that, you have a deep understanding of the brand you are going to work for. You can even go further by asking them if they have any brand in mind, that like they have something that a kind of brand that they want to, get something from. Maybe the way their content is, you understand, the way their content is and every other thing. They like the way they post, they like this, they like that. Now when they list those kinds of brand for you, it is your responsibility as a social media manager to go out there, make a research on those brands, and pick one or two things that will be useful for your client brand, is so that you'll be able to apply it when the time comes. Okay? Every business exists for one reason, and that reason is to make money. Your job as a social media manager is to support that very reason. Every other reason is minor. The major reason for a business hiring you is to make money, okay? In one way or the other. You need to understand how money enters the business and what kind of action that you should take on social media that leads to the money. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but in whatsoever content you are creating for your client, the end tail of it is a call to action. It could be a buy or register or something like that. Those are the major reasons why you are being hired as a social media manager. Let's take, for example, a skincare brand on Instagram. They post reels and people DM them. Then the sales happen inside the WhatsApp. So the money flow is actually from Instagram post to their DM, then to WhatsApp, and a payment is made. So this means that your content must encourage DMs, okay? Not just likes and comments. Your content must encourage DMs, not just likes and comments. Like DMs like I'm interested, or I want to buy from you, I want to register, for your clients. Also, another example from a personal brand, they post educational content, building trust in the process. Then, as time goes on, they sell a course through a link. Now, here's the flow from Facebook post to link, then to landing page. What is landing page? That's the page that you have to, the page regarding the business, the page you have to understand what the business is about, and then after going through that process, payment is made. Now these are two businesses that I've listed out with two different content approach. Okay, two businesses. One of it is educational post, which actually builds trust, and then from there a course is being sold out. The other one is an Instagram post that led to DM, and then from WhatsApp they make payment. Now, if you don't know how money is made, you will not know what kind of call to action to use. If you don't know how money is made, you will not know what kind of content to prioritize. If you don't know how money is made, you don't know how to judge the sources of the content that you are pushing out there. So you need to know all of these things. Now, whenever we are creating content, we have short-term goals and long-term goals. You must understand that not all goals are urgent and not all goals are about sales. Remember that in the other one I talked about sales and I talked about trust. Trust is very, very important when it comes to content. So as a social media manager, you have to separate what the client wants now from what the client wants later. Okay, how will you know this? Now, short-term goals, for instance, are more DMs this month. The client might tell you, I need more DMs this month. I want to sell a new product. I want to promote an event and get inquiries. These are short-term goals. And the content here is mostly a direct, clear, and action-focused content, while the long-term goals are mostly about growth and trust. Now, example is building an authority, growing followers, becoming known in their niche, and then building community. Now, this is mostly all those celebrities, yes. All those celebrities, most of them, this is mostly their focus. Now, the content there will be educational, story based, as they tell you mostly things about their lives so that the audience can easily connect with them, and value driven. It has to have value. Now, let's get into an example. An Instagram business page with short-term goals. It'll be like, okay, we would love to sell 50 A products this month, at least 50. While the long-term goal is to become the go-to natural hair brand. When I mean go-to natural hair brand, they're not just selling their products out, but it builds that with over time, that trust is being built. Okay, so that anytime someone wants in an hair product, they'll be like, okay, let's go to this particular brand. So that's the long-term goal. So you have to balance sales post, which is short-term, with educational and trust post, which is long-term. If you only sell, your audience gets tired, but if you never sell, your business go by. So what next? What next? Now we have to define success for this client. How to define success for your client? Success is not the same thing for every client. Different clients measure success in different ways. But you must note that likes, followers, and views are not automatically success. Success depends on the client's goals. When you meet the client's goals, then you are good to go. You are the go-to SMM. So a practical example is let's say the first client is a service business client. Their success rate, like how they measure how they measure success is more DMs. I don't mean good morning, good afternoon, good evening DMs. How can I purchase from you? That kind of DM. DMs that lead to them making sales. Now their success measurement is more DMs, not followers. Followers is not their success, like what they really want. What they want there is DMs. Now we have the client B. We have a person who has a personal brand. Their own success rate is measured by how many people save their post and share their post. Their own is not really about selling. We have the third client who is an e-commerce client, and how they measure their success is mostly website clicks and purchases. The person is actually dealing with e-commerce, so they really want more clicks on their website and purchases. But they click there to purchase one item or the other. So you can see that success is not being measured on the same frequency, on the same stuff. It's being measured differently. So what does this mean for you as a social media manager? It means that before you post, you must answer this question: if this post works, what will happen? If what you're about to post actually works, what is the next line of action that they need to take? If you were the audience reading that post that you want to post for your client, what kind of action do you think you can take after reading that post? Is it the kind of action that will equal to the success of what your client actually needed? Like DMing, oh please, how can I purchase your product? Then you have done that. So if you cannot answer that question, that means that your post has no purpose. It does not have any purpose. You are just posting it for posting's sake, and the client will not find value in your work because it does not drive sales. It does not drive what they really want. So you need to make sure that your post is that valuable. So there are how can this help you? There are some questions you need to ask before you start. There are some questions you need to ask your client before you start, so that it will protect you from confusion, from stress, and blame in the aftermath, please. So what are these questions? What exactly are you selling right now? Who is this product or service for? How do customers usually buy from you? What platform brings you the most value? Is it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn? How do you measure success in 30 days? What content has worked for you before? What do you not want to be posted? Are you focused on sales, growth, or trust right now? So, if they should answer these questions, it will give you a clearer vision of what kind of content you need to push out there. Okay? Because some clients, they'll tell you, don't worry, just post. Make sure they answer that question. In fact, make sure, I repeat again, make sure they answer the question. Why? Because tomorrow night, if you start posting, they will send people to tell you, this post is not getting clicks, this post is not getting likes, this post is this and that. The only weapon you have as a Dane is to refer back to the answer. Sir, ma, you said, do you understand? You said this is what you want, and I had to follow what you said, okay, to create the kind of post. So please, and say it politely. You don't need to, that's why you don't need to just go at the is so and so niche, everybody's doing, let me also do it. No, you need to understand what is on your client's mind. Like, you need to make sure that you get him or her to speak, to say what is everything that is on their mind concerning their brand, what they want, the goal, the process, everything. Then from there, you use the answer and start making your research, and start making everything, making your content, your market research, making your everything, analysis, competitor research, everything. Okay? So, moving on. And social media management is not just about posting, please. It is about understanding a business, then using content to support that business. That is a clear definition of social media management. It is not just about posting. Anybody can post. Take it or leave it. Anybody can post. What exempts you from everybody is the ability of you understanding your client's business and using content to support that business. That means that your content must be in line with the goal of your client's business. Your content must be in line with the goal of your client's business, please. So without this very understanding, everything you are doing there will just be null and void. Okay? Thank you very much.